Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Eastern Outdoors Tuesday Night Live. I am back from the beach, and we are counting down the opening day of deer season. We are so glad you're here. Make sure you let us know where you're watching from. Don't be the guy that sits back and does nothing. Comment and say hi, even if you don't like us. We still want you to comment and say hi. I got to clean my screen a little bit here. Jimmy Carroll, my man, first on the show today. Jimmy Carroll was the fastest. He was here. First comment, first to log on. We appreciate you, Jim. Jim's got some good deer showing up on trail cam out there in Richmond. Or he lives in Richmond. I don't know about where the deer are. Gordy Mullins says, "Hey, John." Gordy Mullins, met him for the first time on Saturday at the Hinton Mills event. And Gordy, I was so happy to see you, brother. I was so happy that you came down to see us. Drove 2 hours, the farthest drive of anyone there, down 2 hours. Got some antler builder products, and wonderful guy. And it was good to meet your friend too, Gordy. I don't remember his name. If you are in the Facebook group and you said hi or evening, we can't see your name, but we'd love to know who you are. Let us know who you are. If you're watching from the group, the Kentucky Outdoors group, it will not show your name. I don't know why. Facebook does that. If you want to go to the Eastern Outdoors Media page, then you can watch from there and it'll show your name. Someone's already got a question. I've not checked the fall hunting guide yet. Is there any zone changes that we are aware of? You know what? Let's just look. I don't remember seeing any, but I just glanced at it. I mostly just looked at the dates. Is that being a bad hunter? Some people say that's being a bad sportsman. And those people, I don't care. Let's see. Here it is. While I'm looking that up, Tennessee Bassmaster says, "Are you doing bass fishing lives, Tennessee?" We've just been so busy. My brother, who really runs the Bass Fishing Live page, he's on his way out of the Army. He'll be out in December, and he's also buying land to build a house, and it's just had him swamped. He's also just a weak little girl, and he's not made time for it. But Tennessee, we're still on it. We're still growing the page. We're still posting, not as much as we want, but we've not forgotten about it. And I don't think we'll be there this Thursday, but we'll be back, I promise. Stephen Goebel says, "Nice hat." Listen, guys, you saw the squirrel hunting tournament, the public land deer camp. Onyx has given us 50 free memberships that we can give out. They've given us a lot of great stuff. And one of the best things they gave us is they sent me this hat. And it's my all-time favorite hat already. It is a really nice hat. It fits nice, looks good. Just, maybe I make it look a little better than it is. I don't know. Let's see. New this year, deer hunting, mandatory CWD checks. If you're in Callaway, Fulton, Graves, Hickman, and Marshall counties, it's mandatory that you check your deer in during modern gun season. The opening weekend of modern gun season is when that starts. Public lands, Gabbard Branch, WMA, and Butler County, Ferguson Creek, WMA, and Livingston County, and Hoskins, WMA, and Leslie and Harlan counties are now open. And that is it. So no changes to the deer zone for whoever asked that. I'm not sure who asked that. But yeah, that was a great question. Who's this here? Kindly Zoe says, "Good evening." Goebel Ratliff says, "Hello from Pike County." I love when you guys let us know where you're watching from. If you're in Kentucky, and a lot of you are, most of you probably are, we have 25 days left until opening weekend. And I was just watching my buddy Trinity Shepard with TLC Outfitters. He is an elk outfitter, I would say primarily, but he does other outfitting. And he was just talking about how that September is the new August when it comes to the heat. September, the opening week of September is probably going to be really hot. And it's really tough. But Kentucky presents a great opportunity for a velvet buck to get out there and hunt, and I hope all of you take advantage of that. Let's see. Let's get through these comments here. Gordy says he can't wait to use the Antler Builder products. I'm telling you, Gordy, you will fall in love with them. You'll be making monthly trips down here just to replenish. PK says, "What's up, John? How could see if I signed up for deer camp?" You know what? That's one of the problems with the sign up, PK, is that you don't get a confirmation. I just have to reach out to you, and you're good. And you know what? I need to send a text out to everyone that has signed up. Um, Off the top of my head, I'm not sure how many people we've had sign up. The squirrel hunting tournament. You know, if you're anxious for deer season and you have a 22 HMR 17 HMR, an air rifle, anything of those calibers, you should join up for a squirrel hunting tournament. All you need is a partner. Heck, I don't even care if you have a partner. Just do it by yourself. Take a kid with you, whatever. You won't be able to win because you'll need 12 squirrels to win. But sign up for that squirrel hunting tournament. We have over 100 people signed up. We're giving away 2 CZ USA 22 rifles. That's sponsored by Kentucky Gun Company. We appreciate them. We're giving away 2 Elite Onyx memberships. Those are $99 a piece, so that's a $200 gift. And then third place, we're giving away 2 Eastern Outdoors hoodies. Mike sell those for about $40, so that's the $80 gift. And all just to go squirrel hunting. So if you've not done that, go to our page, sign up for squirrel hunting tournament. This guy says, never hunted squirrels with a 22. Dad always talked about it when leaves are gone. I understand. The reason we're doing 22s is because we need some kind of degree of difficulty, right? August is one of the easiest times to kill squirrels. And we're just, it's a competition. We don't want every team to have a limit. That'd be awesome. But, so this person says, my squirrels are too small. Hey, it doesn't matter if you kill 12, you're going to be in the running. If you kill 12, here's what I promise you. We'll probably have over 200 people sign up. We will not have over 200 people who actually participate. Plans change. It may rain. It may be crazy hot. You never know. The first time we did this, we had 400 people sign up. And we had like 100 people participate because it was crazy cold that morning. It was like in February, and it was like 12 degrees or something crazy, 20 degrees. I don't know. And it was tough. It was tough. So it's not about winning the prize. It's a free tournament. You don't have to enter. All you have to do is sign up at the link and just go and try it out. It's a way to get in the woods. Here's what I would do. I would go to wherever I was going to be. I'm talking if you're on public land, if there's a public land that you're wanting to hunt this season, go and squirrel hunt on that public land. Look for deer sign. Look for, traveling corridors and landforms that you can kind of mark on Onyx and use it as a scouting trip. And maybe you'll bring home some squirrels too. It's a lot of fun. 22s are tough. Better be sighted in. I agree. They are. Actually, I've never used a 22 squirrel hunt. I've always used a 12 gauge. And I cannot win the prizes, so I might use a 12 gauge anyway. But I have an air rifle that I think I'm going to take that I've shot a squirrel with it before, but it's still not sighting great. I just had that squirrel was trying to get into my soffit on my house, so it is a little nuisance control there. I've enjoyed hunting them with a 22, but I've always been a 410 guy. I have a 410 for my daughter. Love it. I did have my grandpa's 410, double barrel 410, which was an amazing gun. My mom wanted to get it back because she wanted to go shoot it. Never has. But, the 22 is just a degree of difficulty that adds to the competition. And so I don't remember who won last time. The first time we had it, let's see, did the Reds win? Man, the Reds are in a slump, guys. Reds are in a slump. We got a lot of Reds fans here. They lost 3-2. Struggling. And they just extended their manager. What are they doing? So anyway, the first people that won our first tournament, which was our biggest tournament, was Jody Thurman and his friend. I can't remember his name. And they used air rifles, and they slaughtered them. And they won 2 very nice air rifles. Personally, I think this new prize that we have, the 2 CZ USA 22s, are the best prize we've had. They're cheaper than the air rifles as far as value goes, money wise, but they are absolutely just nice guns. CZUSA, I've shot their 22s before, and it's just a quality. It's a quality gun. I mean, I'm not a big gun guy. I'm not an expert. You guys know that. I tell you that every week probably, but I know they have a good product. So I would be, man, whoever wins this prize August 19th, 11 days from now, it's a heck of a win. Brandon says, thank you guys for coming out to Hinton Mill Saturday. Brandon, I loved it, man. It was so much fun. I tell you, Adam Hinton is a class act, top-notch guy. And the guys that help him, Stacy and Kelly and Brent and some of those other guys, I can't name them all. I don't know all their names. I'm surprised, actually, that I remember those. They're all top-notch guys. And, they have given us product for a few years now. And I don't own a big farm or anything, but I put it out sparingly where I can back home in Harlan County and get good results. Mike Collins, who should be on here soon, he's planted their seed. He puts out their feed. He puts out their minerals, and really, really great results. New bucks every year showing up. And he said that wasn't really happening before. So Lucas Sims, man, our bullpen is awful. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, the problem is I'm not a diehard Reds fan, but I'll pull for them. I want to see them win. It's hard to pull for them when they're struggling so badly, like in years past. But I want to see them win. And the thing that's frustrating is when they start losing like this, was everybody say, same old Reds. And you're like, what can you say? So Danny Williams said good stuff. It is good stuff, Danny Williams. I think you were talking about the squirrel hunting tournament. If not, you might be talking about the Antler Builder products, and both are fantastic, Danny. They're the best. Let's see here. Kyle Sams. Kyle was going to be a guest tonight. He couldn't be on because of work. And I told him, hey, there's many, many more Tuesdays, probably like 25, 24, 20 Tuesdays left in the year. So, Kyle, plenty of time. Kyle says, do your part. Take your harvested deer to one of the drop-off locations to get tested for CWD. Kyle, are you saying for the entire state? Kyle is the former deer coordinator, deer biologist for Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, one of the best guys they've had since I've been not affiliated, but since I've gotten to know some of the guys out there. So listen to him. Take your deer to the drop-off location to get tested. I'm guessing, Kyle, that some people don't want to take their deer there for fear they'll test positive, and then there's going to be regulations implemented. I mean, that's not my that's not my take, but I'm guessing that's what some people think. This picture behind my computer keeps changing, and I don't really like it. See if I can. That might stay. Hey, football starts this week. Sorry to get off topic. The Patriots play Thursday, first preseason game. They're out a lot of offensive linemen. I think most of their offense is not going to play. I'm excited. I'm just pulling for the playoffs. Tom Brady's not walking through that door, and I understand that. But I'm just hoping that they keep some kind of competitiveness in the league and in their division. Hey, if you are in Kentucky and you're a Kentucky fan, my buddy Michael here, I think Michael and I, we went to high school for a little while, then he transferred. Good dude, great family. He said, if someone say football season, Kentucky football soon. He started this new page, Cats Chat. Last week he had on Jeff Shepard he does a live show like this. He had on Jeff Shepard. It's no longer like Jeff Shepard, most outstanding player of the Final Four, national champion. It's Jeff Shepard, Reed Shepard's dad, if you're a Kentuckian. So go check out his show. I think tomorrow he has Vince Morrow on, which is Kentucky's probably best assistant football coach and definitely best recruiter. So go check out Cats Chat with my buddy Mike. Giants, Niners, and UK all the way in this house. Brandon, if that's the San Francisco Giants, I have no problem. If you're cheering for the New York Giants and the Niners, I hate the New York Giants because I'm a Patriots fan, and they ruined their undefeated season and then beat them again like 4 years later. So, yeah, I hate the Giants. Unless it's baseball, then I really don't care. All right, let's get back to what Kyle's talking about. CWD, yes, there are locations throughout the state. It's voluntary except for the 5-county CWD zone. We mentioned those in the beginning of the show. We don't have CWD, and it would help Kentucky Fish and Wildlife with surveillance. So there you go. We do not have CWD. And, we've had people on the show that work on the national level of controlling, or not controlling, but helping our deer population across the country. And they've all said Kentucky has done an amazing job keeping CWD out. And if they continue to do what they're doing, there's no reason why we will never get it. And so, that's one issue when I have people. We just had, you've heard me talk about folks that just don't like us. They don't like the show. They don't, we don't care. We've blocked most of them. One of those pesky guys, like, pesky middle-aged guys that have nothing to do, made his way onto our YouTube page and was commenting. I'm like, what? I've blocked this guy from my personal page, Eastern Outdoors page. When I became a realtor, I had to block him from our real estate page. And now he's on our YouTube page. And you know what he said? Well, tell us how many deer you've harvested, John. Okay. This is my third year. This will be my third year deer hunting. Is that right, Mike, or 4? I think it's third.
This is your third full year. Yeah.
Third full year deer hunting. I've killed 1 deer. I hunted like 4 times last year. It was a rough year last year. Mike could tell you. I don't get into the details. And what do we say every week, Mike? We're not the experts. We talk to guys like Kyle Sands who are the experts. So I don't know why I was getting on that, but it's just funny. It's just funny that 50-something-year-old guys are so obsessed with what we do. Oh, I was saying that's one reason why when people just hammer Fish and Wildlife and hammer issues we have with deer and all this, and then I talk to people that are not affiliated with Kentucky, and they say, man, you guys are the model. We're trying to do what you guys are doing. Yep. So get lost. People have too much time on their hands. Yes, they do, James. You know what? Speaking of time on their hands, Mike, I forgot. Tomorrow is the first day of school. I was trying to get my girls to bed. It was 8:47. I was like, holy cow, I got to do the show. So I didn't send the link to Mike till very late. So I've not had much time on our hands. PK is a Seahawks fan right there.
Seahawks. Hey, Gordy. Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy is here. Jimmy's been waiting on you, Mike. I hunt for the fun and the memories I make with buddy and family and harvesters and bones. Hey, listen, I will be 100% honest. I'm very competitive. When I go out there, I want to kill a deer. But, man, the most fun I have is when we're all together hunting, right? And we come back to camp. Our public land deer camp is a blast.
Yep.
It's absolutely a blast. When I go, I know that I'm probably going to be the last guy hunting because I'm trying to set things up. I'm trying to make sure everyone's having a good time. I don't even care. Like, it's just a blast to be out there with everyone. So, yeah, you're right. It's fun. And I think everyone recognizes that, we're not doing this for us. I mean, it would be real easy not to do a squirrel hunting tournament, not to do a public land hunt, not to talk to all these people and trying to get prizes and gift cards and gift bags for people that show up.
Sure.
So we just want to have a good time. We want to build the community. We want to get more hunters involved. I'd like to see more archery hunters. I'd like to see more hunters kill does, right? Yeah, those are things that we're pushing. We're not pushing. We don't care if you kill a 12-point buck or 6-point buck, right? I mean, I don't care. That's your preference. But I'd love to see people kill more does. I'd love to see people expand instead of just hunting gun season, hunt archery or even crossbow. I don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're just trying to build a community, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of you and I have recently fielded several questions about, hey, this public land, is it really super packed with bow hunters during November, during the rut, or during the Kentucky gun season? It's like, it probably is. You might want to, if that's your allotted time that you want to take off, I completely understand. It's the rut. Everybody wants to take off then.
Absolutely.
But we just tell them, listen, you might have better luck in September. Hit those places in archery season, or even late archery season. You just might have better luck then, even over the rut time.
If you hunt public land, and that's primarily what I hunt, if you go out there anytime in the month of September, you're probably not going to run into many people, if anyone, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Like Mike and I love hunting rich WMA. There was like 8 deer killed there last year, right? And somebody could say, well, you shouldn't be mentioning that on the podcast. There was like 8 deer killed there last year. Like it's not, a thriving WMA. But if you put your time in and you go and step in the right spots, you'll have an opportunity throughout the season. And you will mostly be all alone.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time, the only time I did see some people out there on the quota hunt, which is, that's going to happen. The only other time I've seen anyone out there while I was archery hunting was these dudes with dogs. And look, they had as much right to be there as I was. But they literally stood 10 yards. They saw me. I said hi. They stood 10 yards in front of me waiting on their dogs for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, guys, you could at least move.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the hunt was over anyway because they were just tearing up that hillside I was hunting and the opposite hillside. But that's okay. You're going to get that sometimes, right?
In public, yep.
If you're on public land. But that was one time out of probably in the last 3 years, 25 I've been there.
Yeah.
That's happened. Rich is a great WMA, Kyle. We love it. It's close to my house. It's good squirrel hunting.
That's great squirrel hunting. I love that place, man. I've been there many, many times now, and
it's about an hour from your house.
It's about an hour from the house, maybe an hour and 20, give or take.
It's about 35 minutes from mine.
Yeah, but it's a great place. It's a great farm. I think it's a little over 2,000 acres. Am I right about that? A little over 2,000?
Yeah, I don't remember right off, but yeah,
something like that. But it's early archery. It's brushy and thick. They haven't bush hogged yet, so you got to kind of pick and choose where you go in and out. It's in Owen County. There's a lot of deer in Owen County. Specifically, it's doe heavy. So if you're one to want to kill a doe early in the season, that'd be a perfect place for you to go. And I really enjoy that place.
Sorry. Scott Butler sent me pictures of a buck that was killed at Rich last year. I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share the picture. I'm pretty sure that buck the year before came in on me because it looks similar, and I was actually hunting off the ground, and I saw him out of like my peripheral, and he just started blowing and stomping. I mean, he saw me, and I was trying to like turn around, and pretty sure. I mean, it could be different buck, but I'm pretty sure that's the same one. And it was a nice buck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice buck.
Yeah, that was a nice buck.
As far as it being brushy and thick, I don't think they bush hog it until right before Youth Weekend, which is in October.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when in October.
Usually the second weekend.
My man, I knew you'd know. Hold on. I got the guide right here. Somebody asked me to if there are any changes. Let me go to deer season. Let's see. Oh, it looks like, hold on. There, Simpson County, which is kind of west central Kentucky. It's between Logan and Allen. It was I think a zone 2, and it is pending a change, but it's not currently changed. So that's one to look for. Simpson County. And whoever asked that, I don't think is near Simpson County. So what was I doing? The longest or the deer season? Sorry, I got distracted.
Youth
is October 14th and 15th. So they'll probably mow up there at Rich the end of September, beginning of October. I've hunted up there before they mowed, and some access points, if you go in, it's like up to your eyeballs, and then some it's just up to your knees, not a big deal. But I'll say this, man, I ran out. I was going to go check my camera yesterday that's on a property near my house, and I ran out. I hadn't sprayed my clothes in about a month, and I know the Sawyer's of permethrin says you can go longer than that. If I don't spray within 2 weeks, I'm spraying it again. Mm-hmm. And I was out, and I'm not going out there without spraying my clothes. I know some guys like you, Mike, are brave, and you'll just go out there and pick 30 ticks off of you. But I don't go out. Have you? And I've seen pictures lately of guys in shorts and boots, and I'm like, bro, you're going to have all kinds of ticks behind your knees, on your back, you know. So, are you guys having that problem? Are you guys are you guys brave enough to go out without permethrin? Because I'm just not. I'm just not. I like cheeseburgers. I like deer meat. I'm not risking it. I'm not
I
like you
totally
are.
get it because, man, I get ate up with them sometimes, and but yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't worry about it too much. Obviously, since I've had them a few times, gotten into a mess of them, but
Yeah.
I just get the old duct tape out and rip them out. What do you do?
Yeah. Chuck says ticks are bad this year. You know, here's the thing. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and I love to fish on Elkhorn Creek. I like to go down there, take my kayak. I like to wade. In the last 3 to 4 years, snakes have been horrible in Elkhorn Creek. They are everywhere. You can't go down there without snakes floating by you. And 95% of them are harmless, right? And some of you just don't see. And I was asking someone about it. I think it was someone in Fish and Wildlife a couple years ago. And they said where we had there was like 3 years in a row where we had record breaking rain in the spring. And they said that's why the snakes are so bad. And someone told me that's also why the ticks have gotten worse over the last few years because we've had record breaking rain in the spring. So I don't know, but I just know Chuck is right. They are terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, James keeps his trails trimmed. This place
important.
I'm on is pretty trim. I mean, it's up to top of my boots. It's not bad. Um, I've only got a couple on me. I've been out there 4 or 5 times. So
Yeah,
Brandon says, honestly, being a 3D archery guy, I like wearing shorts because I can feel them crawling on me. I
yeah,
understand
I
that.
get that. Yep.
When I feel them crawling, I mean they're gone. Gordy hates ticks. Zero. Well, Jimmy, being in the woods a few times, 0 ticks thus far. Jimmy's got the remedy right there. Most of them are queen snakes, kind of grayish looking, like to bask on rocks in the middle of the Elkhorn. Yes, Kyle. And last time I had my kayak out there, it was shallow, and I had to pull my kayak. And I put my hand down on a rock shelf, and there was a snake there. And they look, if they're the right color, they look very similar to a copperhead. Their patterns. So I was initially freaked out. I don't like that. I don't want to mess with those.
I get it.
But you can tell by the diamond head versus the round head, and so it still freaks you out. I stay pulling ticks there year round. Some places I pull off me. Then my dog's ticks are very bad in some places. Can dogs get alpha gal? They don't eat. I mean,
Good
your dog's
question.
not really eating meat anyway,
Yeah,
probably, unless you're feeding it from the table. You are making me itch just thinking about it. I'll tell you what, Brent, just got back from the beach on Friday, and my legs, those little, I call them sand gnats. You call them, Mike, I think you call them no-see-ums.
yeah,
Bro, they ate my legs up.
yeah. No
They ate
scenes,
me up.
man. Ugh.
Ate me up. But hey, we did good though, man. We caught fish caught fish in a cast net, and I'll tell you a funny story. So we caught some stingrays. You guys may have seen the video. I think I only posted one, maybe clipped some together. So we caught some stingrays down there, and we met another guy named Casey. He's from Kentucky, and he was down there catching sharks. Like, he's a legit shark catcher. Like, he had all the tools. And he said, hey, if you catch another stingray, I want you to keep it, cut off its tail, cut its wings off, and bring it all to me. It's a great shark bait. I said, okay, cool. We weren't really prepared for ocean fishing, so we bought what we thought we'd need, and we went with it. So we had met a little family down there from Alabama, and our kids were playing together and whatnot. Well, my sister, who's a teenager, her and her friend cast out this cast net and caught a stingray that was probably 3 feet wide. It was a big one. And when you catch a stingray on the shore there, you get a crowd. So Josh, who's not on here, my brother Josh, he might be watching. We pulled this stingray in, and people are starting to gather. People have their phones out, like we're gonna be on TikTok or whatever. Who cares? And Josh won't step on the tail. He's scared, right? Little brother's scared. So I said, give me your croc. He's wearing Crocs. He gave me a croc, stepped on its tail, and I cut its tail off. I didn't think that I did that like right in front of our kids, and blood just started going everywhere where they were playing. Like, they were in like this little pool of water. Like, the tide was coming in, and it created this pool of water. So blood was going everywhere. And these people were just watching like, what's he doing? Like, they were starting to freak out. had their phones out. I did this right in front of this couple that we've been talking to. Don't know them at all. I mean, they could be like vegans for all I know. And I'm just like, oh my God, there's just blood out, and the water's just kind of taking it out, dispersing it. So then we pick it up and we drag it to the ocean, and I just start sawing into its wings. I have a fillet knife that had a saw on the back, and the fillet on the front. I was just sawing into its wings. And then we didn't know what to do, and these people were coming. These people kept following us, and it was just, if you imagine a stingray, just imagine like a rectangle with just its face. The wings are gone, the tail's gone. I'm like, what in the heck are we going to do with this? So I just stuck my knife, and that's like Kyle said, chumming the waters. My sister and her friend were like, I'm not getting in the water. It's bloody. I'm not going to get eaten by a shark. And I was like, oh my God. Josh is scared of the tail. They're scared to throw it out there. They don't want to cast it anymore. So I stick my knife in the top of its head and walk out there and just baseball throw it with my knife. And I hear like these women like, oh my God, like, in the background. And it was a mess. It was a mess.
Oh, man.
But you know what? We used it as bait. We never did catch a shark. But it was funny. Yeah, is Scott's right. The country boys, you can take the Harlan, you can take the boy out of the Harlan. Can't take the Harlan out of the boy. So, but it was fun, man. We had a blast.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Scott said he slung some arrows today, trying to figure out what I changed on my form. 3 inches left, 20, 30, 40, not the bow. It's my form, maybe no belly for my string to rest on. I was about to say, I think you just probably gained some weight, and you're just kind of leaning down there, holding you back there, Scott. I don't know. But anyway, Mike Gordy said he had a great time at the Hinton Mills event, the Antler Builder event. I see you're wearing your hat.
Yep.
How's the private field going? How's the clover coming in? What are you seeing on your cameras? Give us an update.
Yeah, the food plots are coming in good. The clover that we planted looks great. We've been keeping it mowed just throughout the summer. I think we've mowed it maybe once this summer. Not trying to do it, cut it down too short or anything.
Yeah.
Cameras. I'm getting ready to get a trail camera here in the next week or so. I've got one on order, and then we've got a couple cheaper cams from like Walmart out that's got SD cards in them. Uncle pulled him the other day, and we've got a pretty nice little 8-pointer coming in. He's probably not something that I would take just yet. Maybe give him another year or two, but I've really been trying to be very patient. People that watch our show know that I've gone buckless the last 2 years, and I'm trying to be patient, maybe get a chance at maybe a personal best buck or something like that, which is, it's not, I'd say a personal best would probably be a 135, 140, something like that. So if I was just able to get an opportunity at a deer like that, I'd probably take it. We got a lot of bucks are showing up at the mineral site, and I've got some Antler Builder essentials that I'm going to put out, or Extreme that I'm going to put out when I get back down to
Extreme
the farm.
is the feed.
Extreme is the
minerals. Yeah. So Scott, Brandon says it's your anchor point. Check your anchor point. I've not even got my bow out yet. Once the girls are back in school this week, I'll have more time to do that. So Scott said he concentrated on that pretty hard, several shots. I don't know. Bub, Facebook user here says this might be Brent. What's everyone's broadhead selection this year? Everybody type in the comments. What kind of broadheads are you using this year? And it was Brent. What kind of, not just the brand, but is it fixed blade? Is it mechanical? Tell us what you're using as far as broadheads this year. He's going to stick with his Rage NC hypodermics for his crossbow. I'm going to shoot the Annihilators again. Didn't get a chance to shoot at a deer last year. And so I'm going to use those babies. I still got 2 packs of them. And honestly, I think a pack lasts you quite a while because you can resharpen them. They're tough as nails. That's what I'm going to use. Mike, what will you be using?
I'm going to be using the Annihilators as well.
Nice. I'll tell you what, our buddy Trapper Tom, who is trying, if you're looking for a bow, Trapper Tom has one. He has a Matthews. It's like 10 years old. But he's trying to sell it. I think like $500 maybe. And it's fully outfitted. But he had some shoulder surgeries. He couldn't really pull the compound back. And he put a hurting on the deer in Tennessee with their 10-point crossbow and those Annihilators. So if you got a crossbow, Brent, and you're buying new broadheads, I would look at those Annihilators, the XL, and the 125 grain. Let's see. Brent said the doe I shot last year fell in her tracks with the rage. A lot of people use rage. Hey, use what works for you, man. Use
Mm-hmm.
what works for you.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff out there that works.
Absolutely. You know what's more important than broadheads? Shot placement.
Yep.
Right? With a good shot, most broadheads, you're going to be just fine.
Yep.
Let's see. Robert dialed in his bow at 30 yards today with his crossbow. Rage Mechanical for Seth. Bub uses a Rage. Have yet to fail me. Grim Reaper Mechanicals for Gordy. I've heard good things about those.
Mm-hmm.
100 Gray Muzzy Fixed Blade, same as always. Those Muzzies, I mean, people have been using Muzzies for so long, and they've probably killed Rage and Muzzies probably killed more deer than any broadhead. I mean, just because they're easy, you can go buy them at Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Rage Hypodermics, Slick Trick Fixed 4-blade, and Nat Mechanical 2-blade. I've heard those Slick Tricks are indeed slick. I heard they're really good. Actually, Zach Fehrenball from the Hunting Public was talking about them when we had him on the show once. He used to use those. Going back to Scott's trouble shooting to the left, Brandon said, how old are your strings? There you go. That's something maybe you hadn't thought about. I don't know. Let's see. Any other? B3 Archery Mechanical. B3 Archery is a Kentucky company. Love to support Kentucky companies. I think they are.
I believe so.
G5 Fixed Blade. G5 is very popular as well.
Yep.
Excuse me. I had a comment from Bub up here, Mike. Have you seen it? Oh, here's one, Mike. What quota hunts are you looking at this year? Take it away, Michael.
Yeah, I'm looking at Fort Knox quota hunt. I'm looking at probably Cleaver and Rich. I don't know that I'll get picked this year. That's usually an every other year type selection. We got picked last year, so I'm not
How'd that
sure.
go?
How the hunt went last year?
Yep.
Let's see. I actually don't think that's one of the very few times we've gone without getting a deer out of the group. Dad and I did not get a deer when we were on that quota hunt. Which
do you have a lot of rain last year? I think.
Actually, that November,
it
it was the early November hunt, and it was a little bit warm, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And actually, for whatever reason, and this is the first time Dad and I have actually had this situation pop up. We actually had hunters really, really, really close to where we typically sit. We sit in a spot every year. Every time we go, we sit in that spot. And this is the first time that we've had hunters very, very close to us. And I believe those guys were successful, or at least they were shooting. I'm not sure.
So if you did you guys park at the bottom and walk up, or did you park in the gravel lot?
I believe we parked in the bottoms, in the bottoms by that little shed.
So when you get there to where you like to hunt, and there's that huge tree, and you take the ridge to your right, and then so that ridge. Last time I was there, not last time, but probably the last few times I was there, there is someone that keeps a cell camera on that ridge.
Yeah,
and I've been on his camera a bunch, and so it might be those guys.
It could be, yeah, it could be.
It's a great spot. I hunted down there to where I've went as far down to where it almost touches private land. And it's a great spot down there.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks deery,
Yeah. If you've gone that far, that's where those guys were sitting. They sat on the fence row. Just probably 80. We didn't know they were there until they shot, and we're like, "Holy smokes, they're close."
So my first year deer hunting, and this is something we can talk about here for the rest of the show. My first year deer hunting. I mean, I hunted all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so much so that I was confident, like a fool, really, that I was going to have an opportunity for more deer because I saw so many deer. And my main strategy, this is my first year, so I was learning as I went, was go to public land, find where it meets private, get there, sit on the fence row. And I can't tell you, there's one WMA in the area where on one day I saw 8 bucks, I think it was. But now they were all smart. They were all small. I had a chance to shoot one of them that was just right like 5 yards from me. Had no idea I was there. And I had a chance to shoot does, and I just didn't do it because I was just kind of naive, I guess is the word. And then on a different WMA, I had a chance to shoot 3 different does, but I was there to shoot a buck. And same thing. They just crossed a private fence row. and walked right out in front of me. Never knew I was there, and I was hunting off the ground too. And that was the first year hunting. So, last year didn't get to hunt much, like I said. So that is a great strategy. If you're new to public land hunting, find a fence row. They're crossing somewhere, right? Find that pinch point. They're crossing somewhere. Let's see here. Let's go down. Oh, Marcus said something. Marcus said 2.5 acres of food plots in 3 locations, 3 cell cams up and sending 400 pounds of 30-06 minerals this year and bush hogging done. He's ready to go.
Excellent.
Marcus is ready to go. Let's see what people are saying about the quota hunts. You got to scroll down here. Gordy says they all do the job they do. Kyle says, Mike, you should throw a couple small 3 feet radius deer excluders out to see how the deer impact your food plots.
That would be really cool to know. I'll try that, Kyle.
I don't understand what he's talking about.
So basically, you would take a like a deer excluder fence, and you would put
the fence. Okay, gotcha.
You put it in a 3 feet radius, let that grow up, and see like how the deer are eating around it, and see how much they impact. So you don't allow them to eat a section of it, and they eat around it, and it'll show you what kind of impact deer have on that food plot. That's really cool.
That's why Kyle's the expert. That's why Kyle is the Eastern Outdoors resident deer expert.
That's exactly right. And also we need to have Kyle on very soon just to chat about stuff like that, because I geek out about stuff.
Before he got on there, I said he was going to come on tonight, but work wouldn't allow him to. Or he just had, his schedule didn't.
Sure.
So he's going to come on soon, though.
Sweet.
Rick Carter says, I'm ready to kill a big velvet buck. Well, Rick, you got a nice one last year, brother. Well, I don't think it was velvet, but I hope you do too. Were you saying something, Mark?
I was just gonna say, just at Hinton Mills the other day, we had the opportunity to talk to folks from Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, and also the Clay WMA management fellow that takes care of the grounds there. And we learned a lot of really cool stuff there. I don't know if that's something you want to share here, but specifically a new management tool was used to clean up some things at Clay WMA, which was really cool. We can get into that another time if you'd like. I know management's not necessarily the topic, but it's just, those things. I geek out about that stuff. So when we talk about like food plots, and when we talk about different management techniques or things that you can do to clean up invasive species,
I don't think
I just get crazy about that stuff. I don't
think anyone here could use the same management technique they use at Clay.
No,
what they did was in last November they shut hunting down at Clay WMA for a day, which is that's not bad for it. All the pressure it probably gets in November. And they used a helicopter to in a low dose of pesticide like Roundup to is that pesticide or insect?
It was pesticide. Yeah.
Pesticide, yeah. To kill out 600 acres of
or herbicide, really.
That's what I was going to say. Herbicide. 600 acres of
honeysuckle.
I was thinking hollybush. I don't know what of honeysuckle on Clay WMA, and Jimmy, who is the land manager at Clay WMA, does a fantastic job. I mean, you talk management with this guy, and it's like over my head, maybe not over yours. They do an excellent job out there. He just talked about clearing the bush honeysuckle from your land, and really just clearing it. And once you clear it, it allows natural growth. He said you'd be surprised the amount of cover and food that it provides for deer. So that was cool. Let's see, we got Kyle says that Ballard is always a fun deer hunt, talking about the quota hunts. Bub says I had rain at Penny Rowell for the first day. The weather was great for the second day, very action-packed. Bub, if Bub is going to put in for the quota hunt at Penny Rowell this year, I'm going to join him and put in there. Hopefully we get it, and we'll drive out there and hunt together.
Nice.
That's the plan. And you can join us, Mike, or you can go to Cleveland Rich. Thomas Collins. Thomas is the one who's been commenting from the group. Finally figured out Thomas is a smart guy. He's probably gearing up for school tomorrow. This would have been my 13th year.
13th, yeah.
But it's not, and I'm so glad. But I wish Thomas the best. He's a great dude. He has 100 grain muzzies. Y'all ready for the squirrel hunt tournament? Scott, we are ready for it. We've talked about it, and we're pumped. Giving away 2 CZ USA 22s, giving away some Onyx memberships. I even talked about my hat Onyx sent me. Immediately, as soon as I put it on my head, immediately my favorite hat. It just fits great.
It's a good looking hat.
It's a good looking hat, man. It is. I wish they had sent me 10 of them. I would have given them out. Gordy says, I don't like the full moon time when hunting never has much luck then. You know, some people swear by the moon, but study after study shows it has no effect on deer movement at all. Like has no effect on deer harvest. Someone else told me about the 4 blades. I've always shot the 3. They're having the conversation. Bub, I already said it. I'm going to go to Penny Ride with me. We'll bring back deer. Yeah, we will, Bub. You can stop by here in Frankfort, pick me up. I've hunted all the way back there on Ridge where it drops over the hill. Doug Clayton. I just hope to get to hunt. Pneumonia whipped me last season. Only got out once. I remember that, Thomas. Thomas was sick. Mike, I think it was 2 years ago. You were sick like most of deer season.
Yeah. I missed a good,
Quit coughing.
I missed a good bit of I believe I had bronchitis. It was pretty nasty. It took me forever to get rid of that, man.
Coughing's not a good a good thing to carry to the woods.
Nope.
See you, Brent. Have a good night, brother.
There's nothing you can do, man. If you're just sitting out there and yakking, you're basically wasting your time. And if it's cold and you're breathing in all that nasty, then you're just going to get even sicker. So it's tough.
Sure. Nathan's ready to kill a big one. Gordy liked the talk about honeysuckle.
That was
herbicide. Thank you, herbicide. I knew pesticide was the wrong thing.
Yep.
Knox County, Kentucky, watching. Thanks, John. I'm right down the road from you there in Harlan County. Well, not now, but used to be. No school tomorrow, but gearing up for girls basketball. Coaching is whipping me. You know what? Thursday night is their first softball practice for fall ball.
Nice.
And school starts tomorrow, and Ellis is going to be trying out for the archery team, trying out for the basketball team. I'm trying to weasel my way into coach basketball to ensure that she makes the team. She's never played before. So we'll see.
They do tryouts down there in your school?
Yeah.
This early? Yeah. I'll see what they do up here in Kenton County is
5th grade.
Yeah, they don't do tryouts in 4th, 5th grade. What they do is they just have multiple teams, and every kid makes it, and they just get however many teams they have to create.
That's probably why Simon Kenton's not very good at sports.
Oh, come on now.
Hey, Franklin County girls basketball is one of the best in the whole state. So
yeah, Simon Kenton girls are going to be really good this year, and they're super young. They went to state last year.
Mike, no, they're not. If it was called Daniel Boone, then maybe. Simon Kenton is the second best Pioneer we had. Okay,
I get it.
You look great in that hat. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate that. I needed somebody to tell me that today. Let's see. Scott said, glad they had that hat in the 40-inch. It's a snapback, Scott.
Come on.
And look, I guarantee, Scott, if that was yours, it'd be stretching that last one. That would be that there. They'd be fighting for its life, hanging on for dear life back there. Your big old head. Let's see. John Gray said, I went and talked to the landowner where I hunt today. Glad I still have a place to hunt. Yeah. You waited late too, John. Wow. You waited 3 weeks before season starts. You know, that's one thing I've never done is went and knocked on the door and asked permission to hunt. Now I got my hat all messed up. Hey, you ever do that, Mike? You've never really had to, I guess. Ask permission to hunt on private land. But I need to do that. There's a farm near me. I mean, it has deer at 5:30 every day. You can go see deer from now until December, January, February.
Yeah.
And
I've had to ask specific permission to do certain things. So my uncle's neighbor, we've asked him permission to hunt on his place and gave us permission a long time ago. We recently asked him permission to put in a food plot up on a ridge top that's on his place, and he gave us permission to do so. So we make sure, there, even if you're in situations where you might have your own place or you're talking to your neighbor, if you got to get on your neighbor's place, you ask permission and things of that nature. So it's good to get used to doing that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I need to do it. Even if they just let me shoot a doe, nobody hunts it. Nobody hunts it at all.
Right.
Doug Clayton says, I'm talking crazy tonight. Doug, it might be this new drink I have. It's a mellow yellow, no sugar. 0 sugar mellow yellow. You can't find them anywhere. They sell them in Harlan. It's fantastic. When my dad was alive, he drank Diet Coke like nothing. and we'd say, "Man, you really need to drink more water. Like your health sucks." And he'd say, "It's just like drinking water. You don't have any calories." Just forget it.
Oh,
Just forget it. Nathan brings up the best point of the night, and all of us need to go and do something about this. He says, "How do you feel the Department of Education is wiping out extracurricular stuff like archery?" So, the Biden administration, now I'm not here to get political, it's just the facts. The Biden administration, Department of Education, is withdrawing funds from schools for archery in schools, hunter education, trap shooting, things like that, rifle shooting. Some schools, I guess, have maybe, especially schools out west. Took the funding from that. Now, who knows? Who knows where the funding is going? Probably to a very liberal agenda, but they took the funding from that. And I just said my daughter's trying out for archery this year. That's not cheap. I mean, they have like 40 kids on the archery team, right? Um, these are skills. I don't care if my daughter grows up and hunts, but my daughter has in most kids struggle to focus for a long period of time and make good decisions. Archery shooting is about concentration and focus and safety and decision making
confidence.
and confidence and competing. And I think, and it also gives kids, some kids are never going to be a basketball player or a football player or whatever, but every kid can shoot archery. And so they really need that in schools. I know a lot of people are posting a link. ATA, the Archery Trade Show or Archery Trade Association, has started not a petition, but they have a link where all you got to do is type in your name, your address, your phone number. It goes straight to your senators. Like mine went straight to Jamie Comer and Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell. So I'm going to try to find that link and I'll post it. But we all need to go fill that out and get a hold of your senators to let them know that you want that funding back in place. The Biden administration probably holds all the keys there. We probably, but we can still let our voice be heard. So that's very important.
Yeah,
that's very important.
Shoot, and there are a lot of people that hunt and fish. At times, you might say that those numbers are dropping, but if we, I always go back to this quote. Will Primo said, "If you teach them to love it, they'll protect it."
Yeah.
And if
absolutely.
we teach our kids to love doing this stuff, and then if we take the investments, if there's Turkeys for Tomorrow, there's NWTF, there's all kinds of organizations that have been created to protect a lot of things, to help us protect things and come together as a community. I think I truly believe if something happens, we can ban, I don't know, maybe we start it, who knows, but maybe we can start something to where we can create an organization to where we can all just fund it ourselves. We donate and be members of and things of that nature. Who knows? You never know where we can take this stuff if we band together as a community. And we're the only ones that care about this stuff because, like you said, John, it teaches kids life skills. That archery stuff. Caleb did it for the first time last year and he loved it. And I enjoyed, I'd never gone to one. So I enjoyed going to them and just being a part of it.
Yeah.
It was super cool. And honestly, it was fun to see him, he struggled some, but it was fun at times to see him succeed. And, he turned around and give a big smile at me and stuff. It's like, there you go, man. It's a big confidence builder.
And another thing is, Caleb plays a lot of sports. He can't go in your driveway and simulate a basketball game. He can play, but he can't simulate a real game in your driveway. Not a full court, all that. He can't simulate a baseball game. You can play wiffle ball. He can pitch to you, but you can take him in the backyard and he can set up with his bow and his target and do exactly what he does at school, exactly what he does at meets, and get better on his own, which I think is very important.
Yeah.
John Gray asked who I'm giving this hat to tonight. John, that would be me. I'm keeping this hat. I'm keeping this hat. Robert James, this is cool. He sent a letter to the three properties that surround his. And then one of them called him back. They talked for 20 minutes, and his 10.5 acres turned into 35. I think that's a great story.
That
Good
is
job,
cool.
Robert.
And he's turning in some work as well in return. That's awesome.
John says Joe Biden has got to go. Trump 2024. Hey, we'll just let that stand on its own if that's what you want to do. It's fine with me. I'm not saying, Mike is a Biden fan, but
No,
Mike. Mike, you voted for Biden last time. You told me.
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No,
You have a Nancy Pelosi sticker on your truck.
no,
I'm
I don't
joking.
think I do.
All right, so Kyle has another idea. Also, Mike, don't mow your food plot. There will be more biomass available for the deer. Or if you feel you have to mow 2/3.
That makes sense. I think we mowed one time, Kyle, and I think it was, and I mowed it high, so I didn't mow it really super low or anything. That was back in May, I think. No,
Yeah,
no, it
this
wasn't.
is. I
It
think.
wasn't May.
Oh,
It
sorry,
was.
Mike. I thought you finished.
No, that's all right. I was trying to think of when we last mowed that. It was actually earlier in the year. It was before. It was before things had really starting to grow up real good. It was just give it that quick cut. Um, that was probably back in March, actually.
John Ross makes a good point. He asked permission. All he did was ask to cross a property, not hunt on it, just cross it. And he got denied, not because of him, but because of what others had done and been disrespectful. And it's like Bub. Bub had, he's city commissioner there in Wheelwright, and he got some public land opened that had been landlocked with a gate. And the biggest fear there was, well, people are just going to go up there and trash it. We really got to, we really need people to take care of the places we hunt and fish.
Yep.
Because a lot of them, you can go to entrances and people will go there and they will party, and you'll find beer cans and things they've burned, half burned in the fire. And it's frustrating for people like us that really try to take care of it. Let's see. People agree with the archery. Mike and John, y'all need to come do a 3D shoot with us next season. Hey, Brandon, I will come. I might finish in last place, but I'll come. I don't care.
I definitely will finish in last
No
place.
ego here. Me and Mike will be fighting for last. Yeah. So
I don't. I am not. In Brandon, I don't know. We didn't get a chance to talk about these kind of things down at Hinton Mills, but I am the resident. I don't know what would you call me, John? I am not a risk taker. I shoot.
You're very cautious.
I shoot it 20 yards,
Very cautious.
25 yards max, and if I have a deer that's 30 and 40, I just will not shoot. So I don't practice at those yardage because I have no intentions of shooting at a deer that far away.
Well, this is just 3D archery though. It's not like
true, but 3D archery at 40 or 50 yards, I would be absolutely terrible at.
I mean, they might have a Bigfoot target. You're not shooting Bigfoot either.
I'd probably hit it in the crotch or something.
There's a video of the guy tethered, Carl Kassouf. He was on a show with us before.
Yeah.
He's like their engineer. He creates all their products, the prototypes and stuff. He shot with a trad bow that he probably built on his own, 90 yards on the dot. With a trad bow. You ever shot a trad bow?
No.
Oh my gosh. Now, he would never take a shot at an animal like that.
Sure.
But it was very impressive. Maybe it was luck, but it was very impressive. I just got to get to some of these. John, I also want to say you look extremely handsome with the hat. Down to the third notch. Yeah, it is the third notch. So,
boom.
Scott Butler said he had to keep his on with a zip tie. So, thanks. I appreciate it. People are trashy, Gordy. I agree. Let's see. 2019 shot a beautiful 10-point and it expired on the neighbor's property. We located the deer, went out and spoke to the neighbor and asked if we could recover the deer. No fences, just doing the right thing at a 60-plus acres. So just in going and talking, say, hey, can we go and get the deer? It died on their property. He had 60 acres of hunting. A lot of people are willing to let you, especially farmers like where I live. I'm guessing these farmers down here that own this land probably hate the deer. I would guess, right?
Yeah, a lot of times, most of the times, farmers do not like deer because they get them ag.
Yeah, but there's no shooting houses. I mean, I drive by there literally every day, especially when I was teaching. Twice a day, I drive by there. Never seen anyone out there hunting. Never seen even a remote indicator that someone is hunting on that farm. So I should go ask for
You
sure.
should.
For sure. Um, let's see. They have a hunter class with 30-yard max. There you go, Mike.
I could do that.
Yeah, Mike could do that. Mike needs to practice at longer distances. Ooh. What do you think about that, Michael?
Well, I've said this on the show before, and it's not a brag. There's a
When
I don't
someone says this is not a brag, they're getting ready to brag.
I'm trying not to here. Okay, so my dad especially when I was younger, my dad would always tell people if he knew that I shot.
Hey, hold on just a second, Mike. Let me
Sure.
interrupt you. Jimmy's getting off here. Jimmy, have a great week. Jimmy has been through some health issues, and he's praying for good news on Thursday. So we're just say, Jimmy, we're praying for you. Wish you the best, brother, and let us know how it goes. And if you're the praying type, say a prayer for Jimmy tonight and before Thursday. But we appreciate
Jimmy, we'll
you.
be
We
praying
love
for you, buddy.
brother. Absolutely. All right, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say I've said this on the show before. My dad, even when I was a kid, when my dad knew I shot, whether it be a bow or if I text him and I said, "Hey, I just shot a deer," or if I shot, with my rifle, my
Yeah.
dad would tell people I know for a fact he's killed a deer, and there's just no question he killed the deer.
Right.
But it's because I don't take long shots. I just don't. For my rifle shots, I kid you not, dude. Average rifle shot is probably 50, 60 yards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we all want, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just
Or
the
we would
places that
prefer
I
that.
hunt, the places that I hunt don't require me to shoot that far. I just
Yeah.
don't have to. So when I'm shooting at things, they're typically extremely close, and the margin of error is,
Minimal.
I don't make those errors because I'm
Yeah.
not shooting far. Therefore, Nathan, I mean, he's got a great point. I probably do need to practice for
But
situations
maybe
like that.
his point is a lot of folks, if they know like you, they're only going to shoot to 30, they will still practice at 40 to 50 because that just hones in your skills at 30 and
It
20 and
heightens them.
15 even
Yeah,
more.
that makes sense.
So that's what a lot of folks do. Now I have friends like my buddy Caleb, who I miss terribly. He moved to Tennessee,
Oh,
but
did he take that move? Did he move?
yeah, he moved to Tennessee, but he's going to be at all of our public land camps. He's very
Cool.
excited. Man, I wish he was here. And anyway, I mean, if he don't care if it's 60 yards, he's taking the shot. And if he injures it, he will go find it. Like he will spend all day going to find it. He don't care. And then, I have buddies like you that won't. And for me, I don't want to purposefully take a crazy long shot. It sounds fun, right? It sounds like, oh, I hit that deer, whatever. I'm not skilled enough to do that, first of all. I don't want to injure a deer and have to track it and maybe lose it. But also, I'm not going to shoot at a distance that I have not practiced. So the last few years, I have been comfortable 40 yards and under. That's what I can shoot. I feel very comfortable shooting at a target and hitting that target accurately 40 yards and under. I practiced 50 yards. Me and PK had a 50-yard contest. I think maybe he beat me every time. I don't know, but I mean, I'll go there if you say, "Hey, grab your bow. We're going to shoot 100 yards."
Yeah,
I'm up for it. I don't care. Right?
I'll
I'm
lose
going to do
arrows.
it. Huh?
I'll lose arrows.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as I got a couple in my quiver, I'm good. But when it comes to shooting a deer, I feel like 40 yards is probably my max, but I'm praying it's like 15.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping.
yeah, I know what you mean. And I do want to say, to back up what I just talked about, I don't want to make it sound like I've never lost a deer or anything like that. We've
He's
all
lost
lost
a lot.
deer. I have lost
He's
deer.
lost more than he's found.
False. Um, I've lost deer just like everybody else. I've been hunting long enough where that's happened to me, not once, but probably 2 or 3, 4 times. It happens, unfortunately. Things go on, and
Hey, look who's alive. Look who's alive and well.
Early Combs.
Oh, Hurls.
I love
Here's
it.
his philosophy. Shoot, maybe you'll get it. You don't shoot, no maybe. I like it.
I can't do it, Hurley.
I like
it. I can't do it.
Dwayne says he's comfortable with 50 yards with his bow. I think and here's what, Mike would never do that, but one of the best archers in the world, Travis T-Bone Turner.
Mm-hmm.
When he was on the show last time, we need to have him on again before deer season starts. He said, with today's technology and compound bows, 50 yards is nothing.
It really is not. You're right.
But you need to practice. If you don't practice 50, you shouldn't take that shot.
Agreed. That's why
unless you just got to. So Brandon said he shot an elk at 75 a couple weekends ago. Brandon, this elk season's not in yet, brother.
I'm assuming it's a target.
I was waiting on you, Mike, to correct me. Obviously, it's a target. Obviously, let's see. Do we check on Facebook before the squirrel hunt starts? Here's what we're going to do. So, squirrel hunting tournament, do you check on Facebook? What you do is I will have a post on Facebook, a thread on Facebook that says like check-in thread or something. I don't know. We'll do it like we did last time.
Yeah.
And you will check in like one comment. It'll be Facebook user, check in. Then when you are finished at noon or 11 a.m. Central, you will put a picture of you, your partner, your guns, and your squirrels in that photo. So we see everything that happened. Mike, what's so funny?
No, just reading the comments. I see Steven laughing at us and stuff.
Oh. Steven's jealous because he don't have his hat. Anyway, just joking. So, yeah, you'll have a check-in thread, and then you're not going to make it's not going to say that Mike Collins check in, and then Mike Collins another comment. Mike Collins. Wherever you comment, you're just going to reply, and that's going to be your little section in the thread. Mm-hmm. So most people last time did an excellent job of keeping it neat, and that's what we hope. So, and me and Mike might be on there deleting. So Mike and I think, Mike, we're hunting together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to hunt together. We're not going to win prizes.
Nope.
You're not going to see Mike and I say, oh, we won the 2 rifles. That'd be wrong. I mean, people do that. We're going to hunt, and then we're going to come back and see who wins. We're not going to choose the winner, but we'll determine the final winner.
Yep.
Christopher says 30-yard shot in the woods is a tough shot. You can be good out to 40 yards if you're hunting on the edge of the field. I agree. That's why I said 15 yards is what I'm hoping. All right. And most of the shots that I've had that I've passed up have been 20 yards or less.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in September. Man, it's so thick. I mean, unless you're really, really high in the tree, and I ain't about to do that. And you've got some open fields, open woods in there. It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Ben Moore says Big Rivers WMA is an awesome quota hunt. Ben, I've been accused. We talk about public land a lot, and people say you're overexposing public land. Big Rivers is an amazing WMA. If you just look at past history, nobody on here is probably even going to go, right? Because it's out West Kentucky.
I've never been.
Yeah, I've not either. I just know what it has produced, and boy, it has produced. But here, someone said earlier, I think it was Brent, that most people are too lazy to go hunt WMAs. I'm not going to say most people, but I will say this. Most of the people that have reached out to me for help, and I have sent them literal pins where I have seen deer, they're not willing to do it. The people who are going to do it are going to do it, and the ones who ain't going to do it. So that's how I feel about it. So, yeah, Big Rivers, great WMA. Biggest deer I ever saw hunting was 10, 15 yards behind me. And let me put it up there. And I never got a shot on him. He came in behind me and milled around for 45 minutes. Never came from me. Oh,
that's tough. That's 45-minute wait just sitting there. That's tough.
That's frustrating. WO, our friend, says, I need a partner for the squirrel hunting tournament. Is Josh eligible to enter? Maybe I can talk him into coming to my farm and teaming up with me. He is, Josh doesn't do anything on Eastern Outdoors pretty much. So, yeah, he can be eligible to win. I don't care. And if you guys win WO, you get both the rifles. I'm not giving him one.
I love it.
He can. I don't think, does Josh have a 22? Maybe. I don't know. I think he does. I don't care. Josh can be eligible. That's no problem. WO, here's the thing. You might want to pick a better partner. I don't know. He's not shot a squirrel in a decade, probably.
Probably because I shot those 3 out from under you dudes the other
You
day.
did. We went squirrel hunting, and we're all walking along, and Mike just starts blasting squirrels out of trees. We're like, well, thanks for saving us a couple. Just drills them. Is that where
Hey,
we're going
man.
to go back?
We can, or we can go to Lloyd. I know some spots at Lloyd out
I
there.
know we didn't do. No, we're mixing it up, Mike. We're not going to Lloyd. We went there the first tournament. We had terrible luck.
That was in January.
Still, let's go. Let's go back where we went last time, and let's take us a couple chairs and just sit there. And I think they're just going to replenish. What do you
They
think?
probably will,
I think
especially if
we
you
just
find a
hang
hot
out.
one.
We'll just hang out and talk and shoot squirrels. Sounds good.
I'm for it.
Yeah, now I'm going to come home and cook them. Let's see. Brandon says, still hunt with my granddad's Remington Model 32A single shot with iron sights. There you go.
That's cool.
Sounds like a win. If they're watching a live for WMA tips, chances are they're savvy enough to do a few Google searches on forums or harvest totals. That's all you got to do. We don't say anything on here that's not public record. People are like, why are you posting about deer harvest totals? Well, I mean, you can honestly look at it for convenience. Yeah. For convenience. We just gather the information and put it in one spot. So, hey, you could do it too if you wanted.
Right.
That's my biggest thing. The people that think, good night, Scott.
Good night,
buddy. Very early morning. Glad you're working. Glad you got some jobs lined up. I saw he's looking for a trailer. Hey, it's hard right now, man. Things are tough. People don't have money to spend. Interest rates are up. I get it. But the people that, like the guy I was talking about that has just wasted days of his life trying to discredit us. Mm-hmm. I'm like, buddy, if you think what we're doing is wrong or that we don't know what we're talking about, which I won't argue that. You know more than I do. Just do it yourself. Build your own page. Grow your own page. Have your own show.
Sure.
But yeah, better take a cooler than, yeah, you're right, Gordy. God, I hope it's not crazy hot.
Same. Yeah, I hope we get lucky and catch like a 60-degree morning or something like that.
Like this morning was nice.
Yeah, it was. The humidity was down.
Yeah, it was like 68 degrees. That's one reason why having it 8 to noon is better. I mean, if you had it, if we let it go into like 3 o'clock or something, miserable. So
yeah.
Anyway, Mike, it's 10:13. I'm gonna hop off here. I gotta make sure my girls are asleep. I sure hope they are. God, 6:30 is gonna come early in the morning.
Yes, it will.
We've already argued over school clothes. Tomorrow is Ellis's birthday too.
Oh, sweet!
So it's it's pretty cool that you get to go to school on your birthday, but it also kind of sucks that you got to go back to school on your birthday.
Yeah.
Right. So, Alex Terrell said he Robin Hooded his arrows yesterday. That's something I always thought was really cool, but also like, man, I don't want to pay for another one.
I've done that, and it actually sucks. I hate doing it. I'm like, crap.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you staying on here with us and just shooting really tonight. 11 days until the squirrel hunting tournament. If you've signed up, we appreciate it. We'd really appreciate it if you would share it with your buddies, share it on your Facebook pages. I would like to get 200 teams. That's my goal, 200 teams.
Yeah,
we're over 50 something now.
Are we?
So now, last time we did it, we had over 200 teams. We promoted like 2 months.
Yeah.
We got a late start this time. So anyway, but we appreciate you guys and have a great week. If your kids are starting school, best of luck to them. Thomas said happy birthday to Ellis. Thanks so much, Thomas. And we'll see you next Tuesday. 25 days until deer season.
That's crazy.
Next Tuesday will be 18. We'll see you then. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.